Chosen one, get ready for a Sunday surprise. This isn't just a feel-good message, it's a divine alert. It's a shift in the atmosphere that's already forming, and it's marked with your name. When the calendar turns to Sunday, something invisible will move, and what happens next will feel like a sudden download of favor, clarity, and acceleration. God is arranging a moment that only you will be able to recognize. It won't look like what you expect, but it will feel like everything you've been waiting for. This isn't coincidence, it's a setup, and you're the focus. This message is your early notice to get ready, because heaven's timing is about to collide with your personal story. Don't underestimate this Sunday. It holds something powerful. It holds something meant for you. Stay with this message all the way to the end. You weren't guided here by chance. And write your warmest wish in the comments and type 99. That wish is not just a comment. It's a declaration. It's a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. Because this chapter is about wishes coming true and the unseen energy that moves with them when one chosen one types a wish. The atmosphere trembles, but when thousands join together, it ignites something unstoppable. Your words matter. Your intention matters. Let's charge this video with manifestation power. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin this Sunday. Something is going to show up in your life that feels out of place, but it fits your future perfectly. It may be a word someone says casually. It might be an idea that comes during a walk. It could be an unexpected message, a shift in emotion, or a divine reversal in a situation that's been dragging. Whatever form it takes, it will arrive with the softness of surprise and the force of divine alignment. And if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. That's why this message is going out early. The heavens are preparing a delivery custom-made for your soul. You've been standing in a space between what was and what will be. You felt like your prayers are hanging in midair, like the answers are pacing back and forth, but haven't found the door. But Sunday is the door. It's a key in motion. God is pressing play on a moment that's going to accelerate something you've been silently nurturing. That's why it's coming when you least expect it, because you've already done the work in secret. This isn't a reward for trying hard enough. This is a divine reveal after a long season of hidden preparation. There's something important you need to remember. God doesn't deliver surprises to the unprepared. He delivers surprises to the ones who didn't give up, even when it looked like nothing was happening. That's you. You've passed tests no one saw. You've fought silent battles with no applause. You've sworn faith when doubt was the easier option. You've believed when everything around you screamed, give up. And now he's about to respond with a divine curveball, one that restores your confidence, one that answers your questions, one that reminds you, I was working even when it looked like silence. The spiritual realm is stirring for you right now, not in theory, but in timing. This is divine orchestration at its finest, a heavenly appointment placed right in your path. And the way you'll know it's from God, it will interrupt your logic, but it will fit your heart. You won't be able to explain it in a natural way, but deep inside, something will whisper, this is it, this is the moment. That's how Sunday will speak to you. Not with thunder, but with confirmation. There's a breakthrough that's been circling you for weeks, even months. And this Sunday is its landing pad. It's not just about one miracle, it's about the opening of a sequence. Once this moment hits, the flow begins. You'll notice connections forming that you didn't expect, opportunities unfolding that weren't on your radar. People reaching out who seemed distant, paths clearing. Where there was only confusion, all of it will feel sudden. But to heaven, it's right on schedule. So if you felt pressure building up lately, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that's because something inside you already senses this divine release. That pressure is not a burden, it's a signal. It's a sign that something is on the verge of changing. Don't be discouraged by the discomfort. It's the echo of the door unlocking, and once this Sunday arrives, you'll look back and realize that all the uneasiness was just your spirit preparing for expansion. You're not being overlooked, you're being positioned. There's something about this timing that carries an unusual grace, an ease that doesn't make sense, a door that doesn't require effort to open, but don't confuse ease with luck. What's coming isn't luck, it's alignment. It's the reward of unseen obedience, and it's going to feel like a breeze that pushes you forward without resistance. That's how God works, quietly, suddenly, powerfully. This Sunday, life will look the same on the outside, but the atmosphere will be charged with destiny. If your spirit is open, you'll feel it. If your heart is expectant, you'll see it, and if your faith is active, you'll receive it. That's the key. Stay open, stay expectant, stay ready. Because Sunday isn't just a day, it's an invitation, an opening, a divine twist in your storyline. You don't have to force anything. You just have to be available. You just have to notice. So here's what I encourage you to do. Treat this weekend like sacred ground. Move slower. Pay attention to the nudges. Write down what comes to mind. Notice what stands out. Because within that ordinary moment, the extraordinary is hiding. That's the divine surprise. It shows up in subtle ways, but its impact will be lasting. One insight, one connection, one opportunity. That's all it takes for the trajectory of your life to shift. And for many of you watching this Sunday, is that moment. Let your faith lead the way. Don't look to your past for clues. What's coming has no precedent in your history. Don't measure this Sunday by what others are doing. Your blessing is tailor-made. It's not a copy. It's not borrowed. It's uniquely assigned to your walk, your prayers, your faith, your calling. That's why comparison will steal its beauty. This is your moment. Own it. The world may not understand what's happening to you, but heaven does. This is divine choreography. Every delay, every detour, every pause has been recalculated into your destination. This isn't just about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming. And on Sunday, you'll get a glimpse of the version of you that's rising. The confident one, the favoured one, the restored one, the empowered one. That version is being activated now. And it starts with a surprise. The surprise that's being released to you. This Sunday isn't random. It's strategic. It's not small either. It might come wrapped in stillness, in simplicity, in silence, but the power it carries will unfold over time. It will stretch its arms into areas of your life you thought were stuck. It will breathe into the dry places, and just like that, what was on pause will move. What felt blocked will open. The truth is, this surprise is heaven's gentle way of reminding you, I never forgot you. You may not see the fullness of what this moment will lead to right away, but you will feel it shift. In fact, many of you are already sensing it. Like something in the background of your life is organizing itself. You can't name it, but you know it. That's your spirit receiving the early signals. That's why the discomfort intensified recently. That's why your prayers started shifting, why your dreams have become more vivid, and why your emotions have felt like waves. This is spiritual calibration. And here's the part you might not expect. The Sunday. Surprise isn't just about what you receive, it's about who you become when you receive it. The version of you that emerges after this surprise will walk differently. Not arrogantly, but assured with quiet confidence, with peaceful authority. Because now, God sees you. God remembers you. God responds to you. The heavens are not waiting to see if you're perfect. They're moving because you've been consistent. Your faith hasn't been loud, but it's been steady. And heaven values steady faith, the kind that keeps going even when nothing is visible. That's why this moment will be so meaningful, because it's not a random gift. It's a response to your hidden strength. there is no need for fear. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. In fact, you're about to realize that the waiting didn't waste your time. It preserved your promise. If it had come sooner, you wouldn't have known what to do with it. If it had come too easily, you wouldn't have appreciated its depth. But now your spirit is ripe. Now your wisdom has expanded. Now your capacity has increased. That's why now is the perfect time. This Sunday carries more than atmosphere. It carries angelic instruction. Assignments are being released, strategies are being whispered, guidance is being handed out, and only those tuned in will catch it. So open your spirit. Listen beyond the noise. Look beyond the surface. God is speaking in subtle signs. And what happens next? You'll notice you've changed. You'll start feeling led to do things you've never done before, to make bold moves, to walk away from what no longer serves your purpose, to speak what you once only thought, to claim what you used to doubt. You deserved this shift. Won't require outside validation. It'll be grounded in divine revelation. Your energy is shifting. That's not wishful thinking. That's prophetic reality. You're aligning with the flow of your true self. You're no longer chasing. You're attracting. You're no longer guessing. You're hearing. You're no longer waiting for approval. You're walking in anointing. That's the difference this Sunday. Surprise will bring. It won't be about the moment. It will be about the momentum. Let go of the need to understand how it will all unfold. Let go of the urge to control what it looks like. This is God's masterpiece in progress. Not a project for your mind to solve. Your role is to receive, respond, and rejoice. That's it, because when it's divine, it's designed. When it's God-timed, it's grace-covered. And when it's grace-covered, you don't have to force the outcome. It flows. This is your permission to believe. Again, to expect. Again, to rise. Again, the wounds of delay do not define your destiny. The scars of rejection do not limit your access. In fact, they qualify you. They mark you as someone who has endured enough to carry the glory that's coming. Because what's next isn't just for you. It's going to overflow into the lives of those around you. Chosen One this Sunday is not random. It is marked. The shift will feel internal before it shows up. Externally, don't doubt the subtle feelings. Pay attention to the small pulls when you feel like praying out of nowhere. Do it when you feel like being still. Honor it when you feel like reaching out to someone or blessing someone spontaneously. Follow that urge. These are the threads being woven into the larger tapestry of your transformation. There is prophetic acceleration occurring. You may have felt stuck, but you're about to feel swept into motion. You may have felt unseen. But this surprise is a spotlight. Not one that exposes you, but one that reveals what's been hidden inside you all along. It's your time to glow differently, and this glow won't be from your effort. It'll be from divine ignition. You are entering a season where doors will open with a whisper, not a knock, where people will be drawn to your energy without you having to explain yourself, where provision will show up before the need arises. And this Sunday is the turning point, the sacred flashpoint, the divine spark. Don't look for fireworks, look for signs. Don't expect noise, expect knowing. This is the kind of surprise that rewrites how you see yourself, not just how others see you. The reward will be internal clarity first, and that clarity will lead you to external opportunities. Don't miss that. The deeper revelation always comes before the visible reward. And when you wake up this Sunday, remember this. You're not the same as you were last week. You've been upgraded spiritually, you've been recalibrated mentally, you've been elevated energetically. You'll feel lighter, not because the world changed, but because you did. That's the Sunday surprise. It's not just what comes to you, it's what rises from within you. This next part is where it all begins to come together. the threads of mystery of waiting, of subtle shifts in your spirit. They are tying into a pattern. Now, a divine pattern this Sunday isn't just an event, it's an unveiling. Something you've been spiritually sensing but couldn't quite articulate is about to make itself known. It's the moment the clouds begin to part and light reveals the hidden structure behind what once felt like confusion. God is not just releasing a blessing. He's revealing clarity. You've been walking through a fog of spiritual development, not because you were lost, but because you were being hidden. Hidden to be protected, hidden to be refined, hidden so that when the moment arrived, no one could question that it was ordained. This Sunday is tied to that hidden season. It's the beginning of exposure. Divine, not forced, chosen, not chased. You won't need to announce it. The atmosphere around you will change. Your presence will carry the weight of something unseen but deeply felt. And this is crucial. The surprise may not initially look like what you prayed for. It may show up in the form of a decision, a conversation, an ending, or even a disruption. But don't be alarmed. Divine surprises often come wrapped in disguise. You may not recognize the gift until later, but when you do, you'll know this. God didn't forget, He was just setting the stage perfectly. Your spirit is in sync with something ancient and powerful. The reason you felt the need to withdraw, to reflect, to question, to release, is because your soul has been aligning with the frequency of transformation. What's coming will not just shift your outer life. It will restore your inner rhythm. It will reset your pace. It will remind you that you're not running out of time. You're stepping into timing. You're about to be reminded that grace doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. Grace invades, grace surprises, grace surrounds, and that's what's coming. A grace that finds you this Sunday and gently whispers, "You're still on time." A grace that reminds you that even in moments where you felt like you lost direction, heaven still knew your destination. What's happening is, this God is allowing divine traffic to move. Again, the path that seemed blocked is now green-lighted. The river that seemed dry is now flowing. The soul that felt tired is now catching breath. The opportunities that once passed you by are turning back around this Sunday. You'll sense movement in areas of your life that have been quiet for too long. It may come through a person you weren't expecting a message that shifts your focus, a realization that breaks an old pattern. Whatever form it takes, the confirmation will be unmistakable. You are not who you used to be, and now your life is beginning to match your growth. This is the reward for staying faithful. Not loud, not perfect, just faithful. The kind of faithfulness that doesn't seek attention, but sustains attention from heaven. Your consistency has caught God's attention. That's why this Sunday carries such weight. It's not a reward in the earthly sense, it's a divine release. It's what happens when the spiritual locks are opened and the flow returns. Get ready to see changes in areas you forgot to believe in healing, in places you learned to ignore, breakthroughs in spaces you quietly buried. Dreams you almost gave up on are being reawakened, not by your own effort, but by divine orchestration. God is breathing life into what looked dead. And this time, it's not just reviving, it's multiplying. And here's a deeper truth. Your name has been mentioned in rooms you've never walked into. Your purpose has been whispered into hearts you haven't met yet. There is a divine broadcast of your destiny happening right now. This Sunday marks the shift from preparation to participation. You're no longer being prepared in secret. You're being called into alignment, but don't try to control how it happens. You don't need to overthink it. This kind of shift isn't manufactured, it's magnetic. You simply need to stay aligned with peace. Stay available. Keep your spirit uncluttered. That's when you become a magnet for what's already yours. This next phase isn't going to feel like hustle. It's going to feel like harmony, like you're being carried, not dragged, like things are clicking, not clashing. That's how you'll know you're in divine flow. And it all starts with this Sunday surprise. So prepare yourself. Clear space mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because something is coming that's going to need your full attention. It's not chaotic, it's not demanding, but it is divine. And when it arrives, you'll need to recognize it, respond to it, and respect it. Not everyone will understand your shift, but that's okay. They weren't meant to. This is personal, this is sacred, this is yours. There's something sacred about a surprise from heaven. It doesn't just alter your calendar, it changes your chemistry. When God releases something unexpected, it's not for the sake of shock value. It's for the sake of your spiritual evolution. You are being upgraded on the inside first, and the shift on the outside will simply mirror that internal elevation. That's why this Sunday carries so much importance, because it's not just an external breakthrough, it's a personal resurrection. Chosen one, do you feel it? That quiet, buzzing energy in your spirit that doesn't make sense to your mind. That's not anxiety, that's activation. That's the divine stirring inside you. It's the spiritual alarm clock going off to remind you you're closer than you think. Stay present. Your mind might not fully comprehend what's coming, but your spirit knows your soul is already standing at the edge of the next chapter, waiting to step in. You've walked through seasons of silence that tried to convince you that nothing was happening. But silence is not absence, it's preparation. The soil of your life has been turning. Beneath the surface roots have been growing even when you couldn't see fruit. And now the harvest is starting to press through. Sunday is that first shoot of green, the first glimpse of the future that was always growing even when it was hidden. Expect subtle signs, expect divine interruptions, expect unexpected peace. You don't need fireworks to confirm a breakthrough. Sometimes the biggest shift happens in the quiet, in the stillness, in the moment when you least expect it. God reveals everything is right on track. This Sunday will be one of those moments you may not realize it until days later, but it will come with the signature of the divine peace. Clarity movement, be intentional with your energy leading up to. Sunday, protect your space. Don't allow distractions to dull your discernment. This isn't a time for comparison, it's a time for communion. Get still. Listen deeply. Something powerful is whispering your name in the realm of spirit. It's a divine yes that's coming, not in words, but in confirmation. It won't ask for attention. It will just feel right. And when it shows up, don't shrink. Don't second guess this. Don't wait for the opinions of others to validate it. This is your moment to respond in boldness. Faith doesn't always look like fireworks. Sometimes it looks like saying yes to something you don't fully understand. Yet sometimes it means walking into a new season without a complete blueprint, but with complete trust. There is a reason God chose this timing. You've matured, you've outgrown old versions of yourself, you've shed layers that no longer served you, and now you're light enough to rise. Sunday isn't the beginning of the journey. It's the visible sign of the elevation you've already earned in the spirit. You're not becoming ready. You are ready. You will know it's divine because it will bring alignment, not anxiety. It won't pull you into chaos. It will draw you into peace. You'll feel the difference. It will make your soul say yes. Even if your mind hesitates, that's how you'll know. This is the real thing. This is not ego. This is not pressure. This is purpose. Some of you will experience this surprise as a release and emotional breakthrough, a moment of surrender, a deep sense of freedom you haven't felt in years. Others will see physical signs, emails, texts, invitations, ideas, financial shifts, favor in situations that once felt hostile for some. it'll be reconciliation for others, a divine redirection. But across the board, one thing will be true. You will not be the same. Your vibration is shifting. Your frequency is aligning with heaven's agenda. That's why this moment had to be delayed until now. Any sooner and it would have been misused, misunderstood, or misaligned. But now, it's time you're ready. You're rooted and you're in position. Let this Sunday be a sacred appointment between you and destiny. Don't overplan it. Don't try to manipulate how it unfolds. Just show up with an open heart, a ready spirit, and a surrendered soul. God will do the rest. He's already gone before you. He's already arranged the moment. All he needs now is your availability, because when the surprise comes, you'll feel heaven smiling. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. Not because you were perfect, but because you were faithful. Not because you were loud, but because you were loyal to the promise, even in silence. This is what divine timing looks like. This is what favor feels like. Quiet, clear, powerful. That's what's coming, and you chosen one are at the center of it. There's a supernatural stillness that comes just before everything shifts. Not a stillness of inactivity, but a divine hush, a spiritual pause where heaven leans in and watches you breathe before release. That's what you're entering. The silence you may feel in this moment isn't the absence of movement. It's the final inhale before God exhales, blessing over your life. The air is pregnant with breakthrough. The atmosphere is holding its breath, and you're about to witness the first ripple of something extraordinary. This Sunday is coded with meaning. It's not just another date, it's a door, a spiritual threshold. And crossing that threshold doesn't require effort, it requires awareness. Pay attention to everything that feels different, lighter or unexpectedly calm. Divine surprises often travel on the back of peace, not performance, not panic, just peace. If it arrives wrapped in pressure, it's not from God, but if it arrives with quiet confirmation, you'll know it's Him. The Sunday surprise is about reconnection between you and heaven, between your purpose and your path, between your faith and your reality. It's going to bring together the fragments you've been carrying for too long. Scattered hope, delayed visions, half-written prayers. This is a moment of integration. And once it begins, the clarity you've been seeking will start pouring in like sunrise breaking through dense fog. You'll be able to breathe deeper, think clearer, move forward more freely. This won't be a moment you manufacture, it will be one you merge into. It's already happening in the spiritual realm. The energies are aligning. Divine instruction is being released to the angels on assignment. The answer you've been waiting for is being packaged in divine timing. All that's required of you is to stay open, soft-hearted, and unshakably expectant. You are not just receiving something. You are being called into something, a new level, a new rhythm, a new dimension of trust. That's why it's been quiet. That's why people around you couldn't understand what you were going through. This part of your journey required isolation, not punishment, preparation, because what's being released to you this Sunday won't just bless your life, it will shift your identity. You'll no longer be known as the one who almost made it, the one who had potential but no platform, the one who was called but kept on hold number. This Sunday marks the turning point. You're becoming the one who walked through fire and came out glowing, the one who prayed in secret and is now walking in reward, the one who stayed faithful in famine and is now stepping into abundance. And abundance doesn't just mean money, it means peace that silences panic, opportunities that match your authenticity, relationships that see your soul provision, that shows up before the problem does. That's what's about to be unlocked for you. And it starts with the door that opens this Sunday. Let this part be clear. You won't have to chase what's coming. You won't have to compromise to keep it divine. Surprises are sustained by grace, not grind. They come to those who have waited with a posture of surrender, not stress. They stick because they're rooted in purpose, not performance. That's the gift of what's on its way. It's not just a blessing. It's a perfect fit for your spirit. You'll also notice something new. Divine confidence, not arrogance, not ego, but a calm inner authority. You'll speak less, but your words will land deeper. You'll move slower, but your steps will be more precise. You'll ask for less validation, because your spirit will carry certainty. That's what this surprise is unlocking. A new awareness of who you really are and what happens next. A ripple effect. This one shift will lead to others. It will be like a chain reaction. One door opens and reveals another one. Insight makes the next decision. Obvious. One breakthrough becomes the catalyst for several more. That's how God moves layer by layer, but all at once he restores, rebuilds and roots you in ways that feel like sudden miracles. But they've been forming all along. Don't downplay what's happening. This isn't random, this isn't temporary, this is sacred timing. Everything you've been through, the breakdowns, the delays, the closed doors, the lonely nights, has led to this. You are being positioned for divine perfection. God wasn't preparing the blessing. He was preparing you for the blessing. And now your spirit is rising into alignment. The keys are being handed over. The doors are swinging open. The resistance is losing its grip. The blockages are being broken. And Sunday will mark the evidence. You'll feel the subtle but powerful shift. And you'll know this is it. This is the part where the atmosphere turns electric. Not from noise, but from knowing a spiritual voltage is rising. You may not hear thunder, but your spirit is going to feel the vibration of heaven moving on your behalf. The surprise that's coming this Sunday will not only shift your outer world, it will rewrite the way you interpret your journey. You'll look back and see the divine fingerprint on every delay, every detour, every no, that led to this undeniable yes. The illusion of nothing happening will be shattered because suddenly everything will make sense. The tears, the waiting, the isolation, even the moments where you felt abandoned were actually the exact spots where God was anchoring your faith. You were being held silently, securely. And now the manifestation begins, and listen closely. This isn't just about this. Sunday, that's only the entry point. The real blessing is in the sequence of divine momentum that follows. Think of this as a divine domino. Once the first moment of clarity drops, the rest will fall into place faster than you can plan for emails, invitations, phone calls, open doors. Some of them will feel like they come from nowhere, but they're actually arriving from everywhere. Because when heaven moves, it moves all at once. You will be amazed at how quickly things begin to align. And no, it's not magic, it's divine law. What you've been sowing spiritually is returning multiplied. Not because you performed, but because you persevered. Not because you had it all figured out, but because you refused to give up. And this Sunday is God's response to that quiet endurance.